will be granted under the next multi-annual financial framework to allow us achieving our objectives while responding to the high expectations we are confronted with. Thus, and given the European Union's strong engagement in the region and my personal commitment, we are convinced that the way forward, we must walk it together. The European Union Western Balkans strategy, adopted in February this year, sets the path for the European perspective of the Western Balkans. We owe this to our citizens, who yearn to live in countries that are prosperous and equal. Digitalization makes no exception, and for the very first time, we have the principle of digital agenda enshrined in the communication. It is an integral element for the Western Balkans countries to benefit from increased stability and prosperity that will in turn facilitate the progress on their European path. These are not just words and declarations. Together with my team, we are working very hard to deliver the digital agenda for the Western Balkans as a flagship initiative in this regard. It will be presented during the May summit in Sofia, but we will partly build it together today. What is our objective? To ensure, stone by stone, the successful digital shift of the Western Balkan economies and societies. How we can achieve this ambition? By adopting a multi-sectorial approach that tackles the main challenges ahead of us. The development of digital skills and competencies, including of women. The development of connectivity and infrastructure. The modernization of public administrations and e-government. Enhancing our common cybersecurity resilience. And last but not least, my first priority for now, the lowering of the roaming charges, with the intention to announce a roadmap on lowering roaming charges at the summit in Sofia. To begin with, people need the right ICT skills to reap the benefits of digitalization. Each and every person should have the tools to take control of her or his life. Today, and even more in the future, digital skills and competencies will be at the center of our daily lives and instrumental for citizens to realize their full potential. Today, however, 44% of Europeans between the ages of 16 and 74 years do not have basic digital skills, while 40% of European businesses are seeking to recruit ICT specialists and are having troubles to find them. This is the reason why the European Commission adopted the Digital Education Action Plan that outlines how the European Union can help people, educating institutions and education systems better adapt to life and work in an age of rapid digital change. The ambition is to develop initiatives that will help to make better use of digital technology for teaching and learning, develop the digital competencies and skills needed for living and working in an age of digital transformation, and we would like to improve education through better data analysis and foresight. The initiatives will include activities like supporting schools with high-speed broadband connections, scaling up a new self-assessment tools for schools, on the use of technology for teaching and learning, it's our Selfie tool, and the public awareness campaign on online safety, media literacy, and cyber literacy. We will try to expand the Digital Opportunity Scheme, and we would like to offer to our young people, to our students, the possibility to make a traineeships, cross-border traineeships, just to attract them, to see what is the potential of the new technologies. And not only to attract them, but to keep our talents here in Europe. Further, we will continue to fully support initiatives like the EU Code Week, which is meant to raise the interest of computational thinking, coding and tech among teachers and students. This grassroots initiative can take pride in its 2017 figures, with the participation of over 1.2 million people and an impressive 46% of female participants. Here, I'm particularly glad to recognize the participation of schools coming from the 6 Western Balkan countries. There is indeed room to make this participation grow, and I'm committed to make it happen during this year's edition of the Code Week. Second, and complementary to the digital skills, broadband infrastructure and service deployment. They are fundamental elements of our modern societies. As such, it has to be fast, reliable, and available for everyone. In the European Union, we had set the objectives of the Gigabyte Society. It implies that by 2025, all major institutions, governments, schools, and industry alike have gigabyte connections, and that every citizen has at least 100 megabit per second broadband internet. It is our duty to ensure that the Western Balkans are our partners on this, and our common work has to make it happen. We need to further develop the broadband penetration rates, so to create digital ecosystems that are fertile to the development of e-commerce, e-government, and e-health applications, just to name a few. Also, we need to commit for closing the significant gap of broadband coverage between rural and urban areas, and between income levels. I know what you all must be thinking. Okay, but what about the money and investments that are required to do this? Of course, budgets are needed to support digital projects in the Western Balkans, thus exploring elements of further alignment and complementarity of national, international, and EU funding are key elements in this process. On the European Union side, we are adapting existing financial instruments to provide you with support. The backing of the international financial institutions is also crucial. Many representatives of these institutions are here today, and I trust that we can jointly develop a relevant model allowing the investment that is needed. Third, the public sector. In each country, the public sector has a leading role to play in the digital transformation of our society, so that the evolving needs and expectations of citizens are met. E-government can help meet the challenges of developing a public administration which provides public services for citizens and seamless cross-border public citizens for businesses. Further, digital tools can be used to increase the transparency, responsiveness, reliability and integrity of the public administration, enhancing the trust of our population. Because we need to be very clear, without the trust of our citizens in all those wonderful new technologies, it will be impossible to achieve the positive results expected from all of us. In this area of the public administration, it's really crucial that efforts we deploy in this area focused on the adoption of e-government tools and services, the needed infrastructures, standards, and interoperability system. By setting an example, the digital transformation of administrations will create the momentum, like to inspire all other parts of the society to the main benefit of the citizens. Fourthly, we need to build on the trust of our citizens and businesses in the digital world, especially at a time when large-scale cyber attacks are becoming more and more common. Our objective is crystal clear. We have the duty to ensure security online as much as in the offline world. In this perspective, strengthening the cybersecurity capacities in the Western Balkans will not only bring benefits to the region, but also to the European Union. To do so, our digital agenda for the Western Balkans will focus on the alignment of the Western Balkan economies to the European regulatory framework and ensuring the allocation of adequate resources. Further, we will explore the different ways through which we can reinforce the cooperation in matters of expertise, cyber resilience, and data protection between the relevant institutions in the Western Balkan countries and in the European Union. Last but not least, complementary and instrumental to the previous objectives, there is the matter of roaming. Indeed, something as simple as having the ability to use your cell phone when you travel to the country next door is not only a pressing necessity, but an important driver to a large scope of exchanges beneficial for citizens and businesses. In this respect, I very much welcome the willingness of the telecom operators in the region to engage with me in a constructive dialogue for exploring all the paths for reducing the cost of roaming more than exorbitant, not just within the region of the Western Balkans, but also with the European Union. Allow me to be very blunt. This is a very complex topic that took the European Union almost 10 years to accomplish. Therefore, the process and the discussion on the detailed roadmap are still ongoing. And this is our common objective, together with the telecom operators, the national regulatory authorities, and all the relevant stakeholders to present a viable roadmap for lowering the tariffs of roaming at the Western Balkan Summit in May in Sofia. Nevertheless, let's do not lose from our sight that the full coverage of all consumers from the region is the first step and the precondition to an agreement on Western Balkans European Union reductions. Thus, I welcome and salute the readiness of the countries in the region to work together on this very, very concrete step. Distinguished Prime Ministers, distinguished Vice Prime Minister, honorable ministers, ladies and gentlemen, our ambitions must be met by our commitment, our courage of conviction, and our determination. The digital revolution will not wait upon debates and declarations. The benefits of the digital transformation will only be experienced by our citizens and our businesses if we make the right choices now. I'm convinced that our digital agenda shall serve the paramount design of bringing us closer and paving the path to your European future. I thank you for your kind attention and I look forward to our discussions. Thank you very much.